YouTube? My name is Gira and I'm back with a brand new video, and let me tell you a short story. It's Middlesbrough 1, Chelsea 0. That was the end of the story from my point of view. When I was watching the game, I thought, wow, we just got knocked out of the EFL Cup, until to my surprise that jinkies, there is a second leg. I'm like, oh, some relief. Because, I was shocked that we lost that game. Of course, Cole Palmer could have had a hat-trick, if not 4 goals. But, geez Louise, I thought that was it for our Carabao Cup run. Until someone told me, let's wait for the second leg. I was stunned. I was taken aback. I'm like, there's a second leg to the Carabao Cup? First of all, why? And thank goodness for that. Because, wow, man, after we lost away from home at Middlesbrough 1-0, I was like, oh, dude, it's like one of those days. Like, I don't know if you guys, of course, some of you guys have played FIFA, and of course, when you start seeing your star players missing sitters, missing opportunities that on another day you would have thought it's a guaranteed goal, you're like, oh, it's gonna be one of those days, you know. And that's what I felt like watching Chelsea against Middlesbrough away from home in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. I was like, geez, man, it's gonna be one of those days, and it happened to be one of those days. But we have a chance today, what frankly is one of the most pivotal games that Mauricio Pochettino has managed in the Chelsea dugout. I mean, this is it. This is where we can right our wrongs, and I think we will. But I don't think it's going to be the way that people expect us to do. I don't think we're going to blow Middlesbrough away with a 4-0 win. I would love that, and we can do that. But realistically, Middlesbrough have a lead. They will sit back. And in this video, I'm going to go over my thoughts on our starting lineup and how we can win this game convincingly or just win it at all. But my realistic expectations for this game, I mean, expectations are kind of the wrong word, but I guess what I think will happen, which is kind of an expectation, so whatever. I do think this might be a 1-1 or a 1-0 to Chelsea. I mean, 1-1, obviously we get knocked out, and a 1-0, which means we want to go through on penalties, which I think is going to be just one of those days, man. The banter will be there. I just see it happen. I don't see Chelsea winning convincingly, but we can do it. So I wouldn't be surprised either way. But what I will not accept is us going out at home. I mean, Chelsea at home are different beasts from away from home. I mean, I think we've seen that time in season, like in this season with this young squad. I mean, at a home, that atmosphere, that frankly motivational outlook we have from the crowd, I think that really helps out the mentality of the squad. Because away from home, we've seen us. I mean, come on, man. That Luton away from home, we could have drew that game. Luckily, because of the mentality and experience of Thiago Silva, that we didn't. But with that all being said, I mean, this is one of Mauricio Pochettino's pivotal moments of the season. It really, really is. Because this is at home, it's just a 1-0 lead. So we score early, it's immediately evaporated. But how can he line up to deal with the low block? I mean, we have dealt with low blocks recently well. I would even say we dealt with a low block recently well at Middlesbrough, just that we couldn't take our chances, which has been the story of our season, hasn't it? But what I can say is there is a way for us to go through this. There is a way for us to do it. And I'm going to give you my starting lineup. Of course, again, we are injury ridden. We just saw that Malo Gusto, Marco Corella, and Christopher Nkunku are back on the injury list for Chelsea, which is absolutely, I mean, it's shocking, isn't it? It's shocking, isn't it? It truly is. Especially when you look at the likes of Conor Gallagher, which I think in his entire career hasn't even been injured, and he's been the one who's been giving it his all recently. But my starting lineup will obviously start with Petrovic in goal. I mean, I think he's been very, very solid when you've seen him. I mean, he hasn't done anything too exceptional except for that save that was nominated for Save of the Month. And besides all that, man, he's been very decent. He's been very solid, very dependable, which is one thing I can't say about Robert Sanchez. I mean, I think Robert Sanchez has a bit more of an X factor in his kicking, but I think he's too confident in his kicking. So that's why I'm a bit weary in that. I mean, let me just say, Petrovic doesn't have a mistake in him like Sanchez has. That's why I think Petrovic is more reliable. So in goal, I'll go with Petrovic. Right back is where things get a bit more interesting. With the injury to Reece James Malagusto, who would I play in the right back slot? And for me, without a doubt, it will be Gilchrist. It will be Christ. Gilchrist, yep, of course, man. Every time he's come on, he's what the passion that Conor Gallagher brings in the midfield to a defensive line. Yes, he is a bit rough around the edges, but he has the heart and the passion that we all love Conor Gallagher for. But in the right back slot, possibly even in centre back slot. But I would like to see him in the right back slot. But I would say this: I do think Mauricio Pochettino will play Axel Disasi there, which will make things interesting for the centre back pairing. My pick, of course, for the right back slot will be Gilchrist, but I do think Mauricio Pochettino will play Axel Disasi there. My centre back pairing will be Colwell and Thiago Silva. Maybe Bernabetta Shield, but I do think he's still in the injury list alongside Fofana. But I will place Colwell and Thiago Silva as my centre back pairing, because every time I know we've barely seen, I think we've only seen Colwell play centre back twice this season, and in those two showings, I've been really impressed with him. He is a proper modern centre back, and I absolutely love that. And of course, Thiago Silva, he speaks for himself. And that will leave the option of Axel Disasi on the bench, which is, I think if we play Colwell, I think Colwell will play centre back regardless, because I think Chilwell has to play left back. I don't want to see him left wing. I don't want to see him a left wing back. I want to see him play as a left back properly with Gilchrist on the side, Colwell and Disasi. Colwell and Thiago Silva as my centre back pairing. And the midfield, I think the midfield picks itself, man. I don't think, I mean, you could say Chukwuemeka. You could go Enzo, Caicedo, Chukwuemeka. But I do think it's going to be Enzo, Gallagher, and Caicedo, as it should be. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mauricio Pochettino goes with Chukwuemeka in there, because it is Middlesbrough at the end of the day. Yes, we'll go down, but you would expect us to go 3-0 against these lot. And of course, Cole Palmer will be my right winger with Armando Broja as my striker. And there's an interesting thing I want to say about Armando Broja, because I do think he's our most solid. Physically and the way he plays our more traditional number 9, as we saw with the goal against North Preston End, that header goal, traditional number 9. It's a shame that it's been put on the transfer list. Really, it really is a shame. But you can understand it with what's gonna happen with Victor Osimhen in the summer. And of course, the left wing is where things get very dicey. I would personally play Mudryk. I would personally play Mudryk, but I think he will play Raheem Sterling because of the low block and for his dribbling capability. He's like, I don't know, like, he's like, man, that like quick turns. Because I think Mikhailo Mudryk is more of a speed dribbler, while I think Sterling is more of a acceleration dribbler, if that makes sense. So he's cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that would be my starting lineup: Petrovic, Gilchrist, Thiago Silva, Colwell, Chilwell, Caicedo, Enzo, Gallagher, Palmer, Broja, Sterling, and that is what I will start with. But what I would think Mauricio Pochettino will go for, kind of sadly but understandably in a way, will be Petrovic, Disasi. That's very interesting actually. Thiago Silva, Colwell. Dude, I'm not sure about Colwell, because he might play Colwell left back and then play Chilwell left wing again. But dude, oh brother, I just don't know. I just don't know where it's gonna go with, but I will know there will be some shockers. There will be some, whoa, this might not work, but please make it work, Mauricio Pochettino. And yeah. Basically, what I want to say about, I think the key to winning this game is in Cole Palmer and Armando Broja. I think when I watched Armando Broja play in the first leg, I was I think even against the Preston North End, I mean, there was just some hesitation from our wing backs, our wingers, and our midfielders to just feed the ball in the box. I mean, that was so infuriating. When I was analyzing it, I was like, why are these guys hesitating? Because Armando Broya is making that run inside, but now they're doing these cuts and dribbles again. There's like a fake cross in, that chop, and then I'm like, Armando Broya made the run, and now he must come back, and now you won't have an option to cross while you did all that nonsense you're doing before. And this is what I'm saying, man. I think this is why we need a world-class striker. Something the team can believe in. Something the team can just whip a ball and that knows, okay, this guy can score goals. And it's so disappointing because I think Armando Broya could have helped us out in this situation here. Because I think his physicality, his runs, his ambitions, I mean, if only the team had faith in him more than they do. Because then I do understand people might say, yeah, we cost him here and here and here. I'm like, guys, you don't feed a striker once and lose faith in him. You don't do that. You don't do that. You feed him once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and expect him to score at least once or twice in those 5 chances. I mean, I saw this stat in the beginning of the season about Erling Haaland's conversion rate were just under 30%, even I think under 25%. I'm like, you're saying every 4 chances he scores 1. Just imagine how many chances he's getting since he broke the goal scoring record. I'm like, just feed these guys. Feed these guys. Liverpool keeps on feeding Darwin Núñez even though he's missing, but they keep on feeding him, and that's how he got 10 goals or 10 assists this season. I mean, every striker in the Premier League gets chances upon chances, but it seems like in our Chelsea squad, we kind of lose faith in them. But like, oh, let me just put a cross in. It's a good cross. He misses it, or he didn't make the movement, or he just lost his lines, and then we just give up on him. I'm like, that's so harsh. It really is harsh. And that's how I would break the low block. Just feed the ball in, urgency, cutthroatness. Just keep on feeding the striker. Because the thing is about a low block, they're so congested in the opposing box. I'm not sure if you can see this, but they're so congested there. You're like, there's no space. There's no space. But then when they break, when they attack, and then we're gonna counter attack and all that nonsense, I'm like, we have a chance here. We do have a chance here. But of course, it could have happened again that Chelsea struggle against the low block again, and we haven't played games. I think our last game was against Middlesbrough. I think it was. So it's kind of interesting, man. Was it Middlesbrough, Luton, or was it Luton then Middlesbrough? Unsure, but regardless, man. Today is D-Day. Today is we're gonna have to see what Mauricio Pochettino is cooking. I think we will go through. I do hope it's gonna be like a 3-0, 4-0 type of scoreline. So just based on the chances that we did get in the first leg away from home, but now we are at home, and I think the squad, I mean the fans will demand more than what they saw there, and of course, man, dude. I don't even want to think about what happens if we draw or lose, because my prediction is a 1-0 and we go through on penalties, or 1-1, which I can easily see, and of course you can easily see. But my hope says we're going to win 3 or 4-0, but that's hope. But realistically, seeing at the squad, the moment of them, I think for the squad as well, this is the biggest high pressure game we've faced this season. This is the most must-win game we've had all season, and we come on with a deficit of 1 goal, which means at least we have to score 2 goals to go through. So we'll see. We will see. And I would love to say in the video I'll post tomorrow that we've won the game and we're gonna face Liverpool. We're gonna face Fulham, not Liverpool. We're gonna face Fulham in the final. I would love to say that. But I think we're going to face Liverpool. I would love to say that if we make it through there. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what our boys in blue are cooking. Let's see. And yeah, all that's left for me to say. What's going on here? All that's left for me to say is wish all of you a very good day. Bye-bye.